Welcome back, everybody. Time now for game number 2. We've got Cloud9 versus London Conspiracy. Game 1. Going with Cloud9, the Eternal Envy Terrorblade, making a resurgence. But here, once again, for me, joining me for game number 2, it's Blaze. Blaze, Cloud9, are we looking at a 2-0 here, or do you think LC can kind of turn things around a bit?
I think it is probably going to be leaning towards that 2-0, man. I mean, I really am all for the underdog. I'd love to see the London Conspiracy go the distance here and at least bring out a draw. But I don't know, they didn't even ban out the Skywrath here. So it's very likely that Big Daddy No Tail and Misery are going to get the combo they want. Night Stalker, Skywrath, rolling together. And that's a scary, scary thing to deal with. But we'll see. For now, the Troll Warlord is going to be the pickup for Eternal Envy, I believe. And obviously, there's still a lot of ways this draft could go. But London Conspiracy, they showed that they have what it takes to at least lane against Cloud9. But it comes down to dealing with Eternal Envy's carry potential. They need to find something that has just a little bit more fuel behind it. Now, looking at their opener, Axe Vent, that's not too bad. They pick this up quite frequently. But looking at the stats, I hope it's Real Axe that's going to be running on the Axe this time around, because I was actually looking at some kind of limited sample size because of their limited competitive experience, but Real Axe is 6-0 on Axe, while Madara after that game is 0-2. So with a double KDA and a 100% win streak, I really hope Real Axe is the one to pick that up, and they change up their roster a little bit as far as their roles in order to make that happen.
Now, LC mix things up a bit here. They go for a Viper as their third pick, and I think somewhat of an answer to the heavy magic damage that Cloud9 likes to go for, with the Zeus pick at least. You see the Axe, and it seems like Cloud9, second game in a row, they're picking the Zeus in response to an Axe. Generally a hero who struggles against heavy magic burst damage. Some teams have been going, like I think it's NIP who like to pick up the Lina, but the Zeus a bit more of a stable option. So LC say, well, you want magic burst damage? We're picking up Viper. And also a Lycan as their fourth pick here. We'll see how...
This is good. He's going to get his Abaddon. This is awesome. Spartan is actually 75% win rate on Abaddon. The last time they drafted both Lycan and Viper together, they ran the Abaddon and kind of used the Viper as their anchor hero that they could throw shields on, keep them in the fight, and I'd love to see it. I mean, Venge and Axe already give you a lot of control, Viper, a little bit of soft disable, so you get the Abaddon involved, and as long as he's not chain silenced by the Crippling Fear or the Waiting Rift, he can really help his allies survive in the fights.
Okay, so you're thinking the Abaddon... I could see Abaddon working here. I guess there's no big nukes to be taking off, like no big like disables to be taken off outside of the Night Stalker's silence, but I could definitely see the pick working here for LC as far as having a really strong, scary 5-man and a hero that synergizes nicely with the Axe when you can't get something like a Dazzle to go with it. So Cloud9, they have first grabs here though, looking most likely for that secondary support to go with the Night Stalker support. They need that just kind of stable, kind of Skywrath Mage-esque support, which has been banned out. Witch Doctor, Dazzle, all gone, so we'll see what it maybe is going to be. I feel like even like something like the Crystal Maiden isn't too bad of an option, something that I don't know, Misery used to run quite a lot of. At least as far as like a last resort. To me, it's not like it's a great support, but it's like maybe one of the better ones as far as what's left in the pool.
Yeah, so the emphasis on cores does kind of leave them wanting a stun, just in general, and I mean, that's not too bad of a pickup. Lion is actually still in the pool, so I don't see why that wouldn't be too bad of an option.
Yep.
And, of course, Disruptor is really good against Axe, decent against Lycan, so I could see some real potential there. So we'll see exactly how they want to follow through. Right now, they've got already some good control with the Dream Coil that we're going to be seeing, so... do you think this is going to be an offlane puck? I mean, obviously Fata is really experienced with the hero, but I could see Bone 7 doing some work with it.
I think it's the offlane puck with Zeus made. It just seems to be Cloud9's kind of go-to lately with the Zeus going mid lane, but we could see like a Zeus going offlane and the puck going mid, especially if Zeus can get a support. Something Cloud9 also occasionally run is something like a Lich. This is not a bad game for Frost Armor against Lycan, against Axe. Having some bonus armor helps a lot, and then you can go for like a Lich +1 in the offlane. Night Stalker Troll in like a safe lane, dual lane, not the strongest, but Troll is such a good lane, I don't feel like he needs that super strong support to go with him. Like, you could have a Troll plus Night Stalker and still do okay, but it's going to be a Mirana.
Yeah. Definitely an Abaddon game. Against a Sacred Arrow, you really can do a lot with it. So I think they're going to be able to swap people out, they're going to be able to react pretty well with this, and it's going to be really clutch arrows, honestly. Like, I mean, what is really setting up these arrows other than Dream Coil? You got Whirling Axis slow, you've got Void slow, which is only 2 seconds at daytime, and you've got a mini stun. It really just has to be through the trees, in the shadows, some clutch arrows that aren't seen coming.
Well, the 5 core draft is complete for Cloud9. All heroes could theoretically be cores, but I think 2 of these won't be. Instead of that, it's going to be a Leshrac for Spartan.
This guy plays so many different heroes. Like, he goes from support Brewmaster to Leshrac. Like, I'm not exactly sure what to expect from this guy.
I had one game with Leshrac yesterday against Aces Polar, and it was, I think, one of the close games that they lost. I think that was the game 2, but not a pick that... A pick that seemed to be work okay, but then late game it just kind of fell off.
Yeah, so, I mean... It definitely gives pushing emphasis. I mean, everybody with Howl damage, with the Diabolic Edict, we're going to be seeing some towers drop down. I expect maybe Avenge to just go for either like a 4-1-1 build or just at least 1 point in Aura by level 4. So she's going to be able to help with the push. And yeah, I think overall their emphasis right now is on the laning phase. I mean, you give Viper some Howl damage, he doesn't lose that lane. And then you take a tier 1 or 2 and you get to open up the map a bit. So you can get some good wards down, see the enemy coming, and keep people alive.
Speaking of wards, we see an early one planted up top by Cloud9. We'll introduce their lineup on the Radiant side. Up 1-0, got Bone7 playing the Cloud9 off lane on the Puck. Big Daddy No-Tail going to be on the Night Stalker. Boots first for him. Fata going to be going mid once again on the Zeus. Misery going to be playing that support Mirana. Looks like he may be heading down bottom lane to support Eternal Envy on the Troll Warlord. Smoke to the high ground. Here come LC. They're going to see Misery, who hasn't skilled anything just yet. He scouts out the Venge. Not sure if he... Actually, he does realize it's a smoke. They had a ward there, which I think they ran past, and Misery will stay safe near his tower. An ineffective smoke gank coming out from Lone Conspiracy.
So they make their best attempt, but it looks like, at least for now, they're not going to get any critical points of vision down. They're not going to get any pickoffs, and yeah, you wonder where these observer wards are going to go. I mean, it looks like Spartan wants to block off the pole, but
yeah.
There it is, okay. And I don't think Mirana caught that, so that is going to stick around for a couple minutes at least. And that makes it so that the Mirana has to roam. She can't dedicate herself to like pseudo-jungling and kind of getting some kind of semi-carry farm. She has to go and just make sure arrows happen, preferably on the Lycan mid.
Yeah. We'll quickly introduce the rest of LC and... Oh, mid lane. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that one. But,
no, it's okay. It went right by him, so... Keyser just going to keep doing his thing, and Vata will... I guess they'll both get some easy CS here.
So on the LC side, quickly introducing them. Relax when we playing the Axe, you'll be happy to know. Keys are going to be going mid on the Lycan, and bottom lane it's the offensive tri lane. Yeah, they've got the Venge stun from Skanks, followed up by Spartan on the Leshrac. Arrow going to hit Spartan though. Envy still on the run. The body blocks from Skanks with the Viper strikes with the poison attack. He's getting a lot of slow out. It looks like Envy will give up first blood to the Venge. Is there a counter kill in sight? Venge getting low. The Leshrac stun will land. Misery though. Won't see any follow-up with both Lesh and Venge both getting fairly low from the tower shots.
I think if Envy fogged that perfectly right through the tree line there, quick cut with the tangos, then there's a chance he lives, but overall that was just an amazing gank from LC. I mean, perfect body blocks from the Venge, even sacrificially willing to play, going under the tower. Now she's going to buy all her items, die to the neutrals, and be perfectly fine with that, and of course Axe did get taken down up top.
Yeah, looks like there was a dive into the tier 1 tower. TP right back into the lane, but Bone7 and Big Daddy teaming up for that one. That's an early Orb of Venom for No-Tail as well. Makes this lane very difficult for the Axe, who does have a lot of HP regen, so just not really respecting the killing potential of this Cloud9 dual lane. That is a kill which should not be happening.
Yeah. So my question for you is, where does Night Stalker really thrive in the support role? I've seen a lot of like root gaming support Night Stalker combo with the Skywrath. I haven't really seen it in the hands of Cloud9. I haven't watched those games from Big Daddy. So where is it better than like an Ogre Magi? They're both tanky. They both do some good disable, but why is Night Stalker the prime pick here?
I mean, he's kind of like the new Ogre. I was about to compare him to the Ogre Magi before you brought him up, but a lot of it comes down to his tankiness, his survivability, and how he can contest runes. I think also having his nuke at level 1 is incredibly powerful, so you don't actually need to get lots of early levels on the hero, just because a level 1 nuke is all you really need with the slow duration. Even during the daytime, it's still a 2-second slow, but nighttime, between that 4 to 8 minute mark, having like a level 2 Night Stalker just roaming with Void as well as Silence can do a lot more, I feel, than an Ogre can. But I feel very similar. The two heroes do function in very similar ways. Night Stalker, though, gives you, I mean, vision advantage at night. Very few heroes have that, so...
True. So yeah, I mean, obviously the potential to initiate to see Axe coming would be a really good thing. Darkness's utility is actually something that's really threatening as well. I mean, obviously you reduce the vision down to 675. That's wards, that's towers, that's everything. And when I first saw that number in the most recent patch, I was like, that's a big deal. Like, that is seemingly overpowered in the right hands, and obviously No-Tail will know the times where vision is most critical for LC.
I think the hero really struggles as a core, especially I've seen a few teams hero, they run him as like a safe lane farmer, and I've been very unimpressed by like safe. I think it was maybe even it was Empire at Major All-Stars, one game where they just, for whatever reason, picked Silent and Night Stalker safe lane against IG, and it did not even come close to working. But put the hero in the 4 position, he seems to get a lot done. Especially with how much teams often play around nighttime when they go for their ganks, even smoke ganks. If you see them before they see you, when the enemy's going for a smoke gank, you can avoid any kind of blink initiations, like you mentioned from an Axe, very easily.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, is Thunder God's Wrath. You can respond anytime you see the smoke pops, you immediately Thunder God's Wrath, and that's people that can't blink. So yeah, the vision advantage is going to be huge, and that's true for both Fata and Big Daddy No-Tail. They're both going to be able to provide valuable intel to the team, and that allows them to dictate the fights a lot more accurately.
So we'll see top rune get denied by the Lycan Wolf, with the Venge taking the bottom DD rune. LC, they may have got that first blood, but since then things have been pretty quiet for them. Just the 1 kill for Cloud9, a bit misleading with the suicide from the Venge earlier on. One day Valve will fix that. I still don't know why. It's been one of the... You know, anytime like I give feedback, this is always like probably the first thing I say. Fix the damn suicide kills at top. I just...
Always having to explain the caveats a little bit. Oh, Axe doesn't have call, never mind. I actually thought there was a chance on both 7 there, but Axe is just now hitting level 4. Bottom lane though, Venge getting a lot of hits and a nice dodge of the splitter.
Well, No-Tail's rotated in. He looks like he's going to at least get 1 kill going his team's way. Madara now slowed up. The Void isn't coming into play, and Madara going to go down to some Mirana. Right clicks. There's an arrow in 3 seconds, and Spartan may just have to look for a TP out, but I don't think that's going to work. He's trying to rotate further north. The arrow going to be off the mark, and that's going to keep your Lesh alive. Now a turnaround. Venge has a magic missile available. They've got the chain stun with the Leshrac Split Earth as well, but they're going to decide against chasing any further.
Yeah, still, I mean, showing some good value in the Leshrac. He's contributed a lot, but now he's going to be caught out, and with the Thunder God's Wrath helping out, all you need is an arrow, but the magic missile gets dodged by the leap. Misery just playing it defensively, knows the Viper's back, but the...
Oh, he got him!
Bullseye indeed! Bringing down the Viper, that was just spot on.
GG. Down goes your Leshrac, and that is unfortunate. Meanwhile, mid lane, it looks like there's going to be a kill attempt on Fata. Is there going to be a crit from your Lycan? Oh! If you got a crit there, would have been a kill. What is the crit chance is what? 30%, so no luck going his way. Even his little Lycan Wolf's not getting any crits, I don't believe.
Yeah, that's the same crit for them, so yeah, just not getting lucky at all, and that is unfortunate, because this is a low armor hero. I mean, you get your shapeshift right on top of Fata. Yeah. He should go down prior to Yule's, maybe a blink, or no, probably not blink, because it's coming out of Invis. So yeah, you're probably going to need a Ghost Scepter, a Force Staff, or a Yule's to survive that.
Well, Fata at mid, he's top of the CS right now. He's offered a lot to his team with that Thunder God's Wrath. One of the players who uses it very liberally. He'll throw that around just like as an initiation tool. It's never for last, it's always for scouting information or to start off a gank. So you can get that extra intel as far as who's actually sitting behind the hero. But, well, we'll see what the next move is going to be. Big Daddy No-Tail, he's been kind of the big tempo control for Cloud9 here in the early game. And it is nighttime now. This 4 to 8 minute mark is where this Night Stalker can really shine. Hits level 4, has his bare basics, his boots, his Orb of Venom, almost a known completed. And just sitting behind Envy at bottom, who is not getting any farm whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, look at him. He's level 4. He's holding onto 1 skill point in case he has to fight or flight. And yeah, I guess that's between the Berserker's Rage and the Whirling Axes. But no matter the case, like, he's just so afraid. He keeps on dying. He's losing experience. All he wants to do is just get... Even if he gets, like, 50% of the creeps, he'll be okay. But looks like they're going to go for the arrow play. Can they thread the needle on it, or do they have to?
They may just right-click down Madara. With all these slows here, now Misery goes in, holds the arrow still. Is he going to throw it? Going to get sidestep. But Madara sidesteps the wrong way with Zeus showing up. That's 1 kill. He's got an ultimate as well, but it may just go for the bolt. So he's going to throw the ulti. Skanks is low. Envy wants to chase this one, and he'll get the kill with the Whirling Axes.
It's going to be a Dream Coil coming out of the puck, but Spartan comes out with the splitter, connecting onto the puck. He tries to orb out, but that is going to be the Culling Blade to finish him off. Arrow comes through right under Relax. Misery finding a freebie here if the blocks aren't enough. And yeah, it's a killing spree for Misery. And very successful play down bottom. Unfortunately, they lost the puck, of course, but they kind of evened the odds.
Yeah, puck seems to be doing reasonably well on the top lane regardless, and the one death will hurt a bit there. But 41 CS, Treads, Bottle, Bassi, Bone 7 is in a pretty good place. All, I guess, 2 of the 3 calls for Cloud9 doing well. Envy still a bit of a struggle for him to find his farm, but he's even going to just transition to the jungle. Going for 3 points in the fervor. This seems like a pure jungle build coming out from your Cloud9 carry.
He'll get a Morbid Mask pretty soon, I think. Just a nice lucky regen rune that's not going to be picked up by LC, so that works out pretty well for him. And I think he is going to get that Morbid Mask, so he can focus on the jungle, give somebody else some solo experience. Night Stalker can certainly use it, and at least he's getting that mid for the moment. We'll see where Fata ends up, but yeah, I gotta say I was confused about the movement of the Viper there. Maybe Madara was trying to avoid the arrow that could possibly come once he left the safety of the creep wave. He was slowed a considerable amount, but he still went like the most roundabout way possible to get to safety.
Well, LC going for another gank here. They've been using these smokes very frequently early on, and the worry is that these supports are kind of, like defensive play. Well, not defensive, but they're falling behind. They need to get some kills off this. Fata will be brought down here. That's a much needed kill for these LC supports.
Up top, they know that there aren't any supports now, so they could maybe go for a Dreamcoil arrow, but right now they're just pressuring Axe under the tower, and Lycan actually gets to play on mid. No Tail cannot really defend this during the daytime, so he's just going to draw the creep wave back, and the pressure will come down bottom as well. 3 points in Edict. You always got to question how the Lash is going to build. In this case, because he has the Magic Missile set up, he goes 1 point in Split Earth, and he is getting the push on.
Yeah, looks like the tier 1 tower, for now, undefended. Viper going to go sit behind, take the creep wave up a bit, but it's a tower trader top lane, Cloud9. Kind of mentioned, they knew there was no one up there. They're not going to get the kill on the Axe, but they get a tier 1 tower, and that gets Bone 7 up to 1,000 gold. Zoot's ultimate going to go out, just get some scouting information for Cloud9, and looks like they're not going to use that to do too much, but it does give them that safety that they can kind of keep on getting some more farm in this top lane, and just let this bottom tier 1 tower go.
So we're going to see Darkness pop off. That's limited vision here, but Lycan still has maximum movement speed, and the only one who can control that right now is the Puck on top lane. So it looks like Keiser's just going to be able to take a few creep camps and head back home. And Big Daddy No Tail, of course, he has the vision advantage temporarily. So we'll see how it plays out. It looks like it's just going to be kind of push pressure on mid and waiting for ultimates to cool down.
Yeah, I think for now, Cloud9 are going to be looking to kind of make their... Oh, they're actually going to make a smoke play right now. So they're going to smoke up with 4 heroes. When they really look to take objectives, I feel it's going to be around the next nighttime. But for now, they've still got a bit of duration left on the darkness, and they're hoping to find initiation here. Illusion's going to scout out multiple heroes. They know Lycan does not have Shapeshift, but on the low ground or the high ground, LC, get that kind of scout and reveal what's coming their way. The arrow, not going to land as well. Did have a Dream Core, but Bone 7 maybe a bit too far away.
Yeah, not there. And actually it's going to be Envy that they might look to pursue on. They need to get in Viper Strike range, though, and he won't let them have it. Just with the Berserker's Rage, he should be able to skirt around them and still keep farming. Like, this is he knows they're there, but he just needs farm so desperately. Instead, they get in range. The Split Earth will not connect. It's only level 1, low radius, but the Viper Strike slows them down. No TP means no way to get out.
Oh, Envy. Well, the greed is real from Eternal Envy, and he gets punished there in the jungle, and we'll see the rest of his team look to take some objectives. Last game, the rest of his team were just distracting the entire LC line. This time, LC say, look, we don't want to fight that 4-man unit of Cloud9. We're going to go for Envy and keep his farm down. We saw what he did last game when his team gave him all this space, so top lane now relaxed. The TP's coming in. He's going to get the call immediately on the Bone 7, but he's still in trouble. Does not have his Blink Dagger. Dream Call. Going to lock him in place. There's your TP out. Fata's there with the cancel, though, and fairly straightforward pick-off. Go Cloud9's way.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a Roche play, though. We've got 3 points in Wave of Terror. The Wolves, the Vlads, it's up, and
that seems like just an okay move for LC. You don't really want your Axe to die when he's that close to his Blink Dagger, but multiple TPs top gives him the easiest Roshan possible. And that kind of makes up for the money Axe lost towards his Blink Dagger.
Definitely. I would say that is absolutely space created. And yeah, he's going to be able to enable his team to take full control. The Viper almost has a mechanism. The Lycan currently has an Aegis. Arrow will not connect, and I don't think they can take this tier 1. They're trying for it, but it is danger zone.
And I guess he doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but Cloud9 also don't really know quite what his Blink timing is. Even with that kill just then on him, the Roshan gold was acquired. No Tail on the high ground here, runs into the Venge, and he's got a lot of farm for a support Night Stalker. Level 6 with Treads, Urn, and an Orb of Venom. Gonna pop the Darkness and make it a lot harder for LC to figure out what's going on with their limited vision.
Yeah. Now, people should know this, but since support Night Stalker is still a little bit new, Darkness doesn't work the same way that it did. It doesn't delay or extend the night anymore. It just applies this Darkness debuff, so they can't see this arrow. Oh, close.
Almost worked. They may still get the kill, though.
They will.
Oh, the swap to the high ground, though. The Axe still alive for now. Misery needs a couple more right clicks. I don't think he's going to get it. Moonlight Shadow being used. Misery may go for this kill. Can he hit the arrow? Is he going for it? Doesn't look like he's going to turn around. Not going to throw it. Almost dies to the Edict. Whoa, he got brought low. Zeus gets the kill on the axe, though. That's your Thunder God's Wrath. You cannot run from heaven. Misery will leap himself up. Get a ward down and a TP out. And like you were just about to say, a huge kill to be getting on the axe, who was so close to a blink.
Now Puck has the initiation, Axe is not, and Madara might be going down bottom. He's so close to the mechanism! These are two insanely critical kill timings. Madara can't... He actually even buys the TP, like he's got so much unreliable gold right now. That's actually wasted gold, and he'll acquire it, so... He's got a farm for a while now, 400 gold to get that mechanism, but where is safe with all these observer wards now in the dire jungle?
This is going to get really difficult for LC soon, and on the Cloud9 side, you've got heroes kind of catching their strides here. Bone 7 has his Blink Dagger, the Initiation's Raid, No Tail, level 7. He's been the MVP so far, 1-0 and 6. He set up so many of these clutch kills, like even, he didn't end up really getting that kill on the Axe. The Axe kind of survived until the Zeus ulti came into play, but it's the vision advantage that we're seeing from Cloud9, and it's been entirely created by the Nightstalker.
Arrow will miss again, and Lycan goes in for the shapeshift play, going right onto Misery, but the Dream Coil controls him.
The Lycan Wolf still looking to chase him down, but Keyser going to decide he's just going to sit tight and not break the Dream Coil, and he gets down fairly low on HP, but the Aegis is there to cover him. Zeus ultimate up in 10 seconds time, although not enough damage to kill off the Lycan. Even with that level 2 ultimate, I don't believe. Actually, could be close, but there we go. He's life stealing back up in the jungle, so Keyser should be fine.
Okay. So they ping out the Axe. They'll see with this Observer Ward that Axe has acquired his Blink Dagger. Real Axe, he is looking to make the initiation plays happen, but I feel Cloud9 are well aware of this threat, and they're still going to go for Keyser.
They'll take that Aegis. They'll take the freebie. And also, Shapeshift's still on cooldown, but just this 2-hero unit not going to linger around and look to keep on fighting. Even with the vision advantage, maybe they're going to go back in. This nighttime vision just working wonders for him. They cancel the Axe, blink the arrow. Oh, it gets tanked up by the Lycan Wolf. Very close to catching Relax, who will end up getting the blink out, but as Zeus ultimate, you just see the Axe coming, cancel his blink, and LC cannot get the initiation that they're looking for here, and BJ No Tail's not done. He's once again sweeping into this enemy jungle.
And this is all tactical right here. This is all in order to give Envy the space. He's had so much pressure on him throughout the first 10 minutes of the game. He had a terrible laning phase. He had a really hard time even getting jungle farm off. But now everybody's running around their jungle with low vision. Quick pick off on the courier thanks to the Hunter of the Night, and they are just rolling over LC, distracting them, killing them, and taking the full map advantage.
Man, this Lycan's played so well too. He's got top of the net worth by a good margin, but the Axe kind of struggling a bit to get his blink, getting ganked a few times. Madara kind of struggling in that off-lane, tri-lane, and Keys is just not getting the support he needs from his team this game. Top lane, Relax, going to get caught out by Big Daddy No Tail. He ran into him going for this 16-minute rune. It looks like Axe will acquire an invis, and with the backup from his team, No Tail says, I'm getting out. It's daytime, and this is not where we want to fight. This next 4 minutes is maybe an opening for LC. Relax under the sentry ward, gets hit by an arrow, but not enough follow-up.
Viper Strike, dodged it out with the leap, and of course gets some good damage on the Axe, so he can't make a blink from invis play. Like, he just has to fall back and heal up. So this is actually just really good delay of game for Misery. He's able to extend out the next few minutes, make it so that LC can't go for their next offensive play until everybody's ready to deal with it. And the most important time to delay the game is during the daytime, because that's your weakest point, especially early on before level 11 with your Night Stalker. You want it to be nighttime, and you want to get to darkness level 2. Once you get to that point, then LC's becomes far less threatening, and you can control the map as effectively as you have for the past few minutes.
It was a Moonlight Shadow gank attempt on bottom lane. I think the invis was scouted out on some of the other Cloud9 heroes, though, because Viper immediately backed off, but yeah, you're kind of spot on there about that. They don't want to fight during this daytime in like a kind of team fight setting. They want to make sure that Axe doesn't get any momentum now with Blink Call initiation, so Cloud9 just kind of slowing things down a bit here for now. And going to keep on finding the jungle. Not to mention Envy, he just hasn't picked up an item. He's got some money at least, so his farm is caught up. He's going to maybe pick up something fairly soon. And it looks like that's going to be a Yasha, so just a standard Yasha pickup, maybe a Sanjin Yasha to follow, but the Cloud9...
Big smoke play down bottom, but they're also going to go up top at the exact same time.
Bone 7. Not an easy target to go on. He's going to get caught up by the Blink Call. Only 1 point in the phase shift. No chance for a phase blink out, and LC, you know, well, get 1 kill, but they lose the Lycan meanwhile at top. A much bigger pick-off for Cloud9. That is your top net worth hero getting brought down.
No, it's interesting. They saw 3 heroes on the top lane, and then they saw 2 of them disappear. I'm not sure if they assumed that they were going elsewhere to get Bone. I'm assuming he would have pulled back if he had been aware of the situation. But in either case, yeah, they are able to find an opportunity where they can close in on the enemy carry, and Eternal Envy gets that much more of a comparative advantage. He was a couple thousand net worth behind, but now they're evening that out quite a bit. This ward, I believe, blocks off the camp, so they see him, and Envy won't be able to farm this as effectively. It's actually really close to the Sentry Ward detection range. But either way, that's one route of farm that Envy won't have, that Lycan will, but he still needs to get to this Necro 3 and get to the next big thing, which is probably a BKB.
Yeah. So it looks like maybe a kill attempt on top lane. Here we go, Night Stalker nearby. Can he get the silence off? He does not get it off before the shapeshift, and maybe
looks like No-Tail's dead. Yeah.
No-Tail in a lot of trouble. Has a TP, but not going to get a chance to use it. It doesn't look like it. And well, the Lycan, even though it may be nighttime, you're not faster. Well, he is faster than a Night Stalker, and I think you've got to. It's one of those things where you want to start with the slow, but you almost have to go for the Crippling Fear first, just because of the cast time on it. You want to get the Crippling Fear and then go into the slow, but maybe got a bit greedy trying to make sure they got the kill there.
Yeah, the just mini stun is just too short, so I agree with you completely. But Kieser will be swapped out of the Dream Coil, takes the stun. Venge is going to be the target first and foremost, but we still got a lot of summons up. Hitting Bone 7, they will invis out, and they do get the burst combo to bring down the Venge. Arrow will connect on Viper as well, but I don't think they can follow through. They have Blink on Zeus. They go for the combo into Lesh, who's particularly squishy, but they're still just kind of keeping their distance, keeping a buffer range.
Much better target.
To go in.
Oh, Bone 7, he's going to get the Jaunt out just barely. Madara on HP. One Zeus ulti could finish him off, but the Zeus ulti's already been used, and now Madara in the side. He's got no TP. Bolt will bring him down. Puts 3 LC heroes onto the bench. While this is going on, it feels like deja vu from last game. Envy just off on his own, farming, solid pushing lanes, and getting his thing done.
Yeah, not as naturally suited for it as the Terrorblade is, but he's still going to be able to get worlds of farm in this kind of position and catch up to Lycan as he needs to. It was a very clutch phase shift from Bone 7 there, actually. He was going to get Berserker's Call, but dodged with the phase shift and was able to jaunt out. Now down bottom, not so fortunate, is Envy with a full creep wave, and with one more spell cast, there's the magic missile. This should be his death.
Got the spins he needed onto the Axe. Maybe without the spin onto Envy, could have tried to fight his way out going onto the Venge, but not the case. And with that, Aegis, Roshan has just respawned, so we could see this Lycan make his move into the pit once more. Has a Necro 3 if he wants to de-ward around the pit and use it to help secure it, and they've scattered it with the Venge, so looks to me like we'll see a pretty easy Roshan for LC. Cloud9 on the other side of the map, and with Medallion as well, Kiza will bring the Roshan down in no time at all.
I see the Axe picking up a Vanguard here, and I say, why not go to the next level? Go for the Crimson Guard. You're up against a Troll Warlord who enhances attack speed by 120 right now with the Battle Trance. Even the Mirana Leap will later on increase a decent amount of attack speed. Oh, Axe wants the solo kill, and instead it just gets turned against him.
We talked up his Axe, and it's the Caster Curse coming into play. Missed the Blink Call. Actually, well, kind of animation cancelled it. And Farta now on the higher ground. He's going to be brought down. Nice play from Kiza. This guy has just been playing a pretty flawless game on his Lycan, and
yeah.
Day No-Tail will escape at the top lane. He's almost got an Ag Scepter. That is a scary thought. How much of it is?
We've been talking vision, but this is just like the map hacks. This is exploiting all the potential vision you can possibly receive. Enemy is going to be rocking 675, and he's going to have 1800 clear vision. I just don't even know how you deal with that.
The only thing that could deal with it is maybe like a Treant with an Ag Scepter, man. That's all there is. That's the only better map hack in the game, apart from the Night Stalker Ag Scepter. But we'll see No-Tail on the high ground, just using this vision advantage, and run into Casey here, who's got an Aegis. Not really a target you can actually kill, but No-Tail, I think, just feeling kind of cocky here, knowing that there's no shapeshift. It's just creating space for Envy.
I mean, even though the Zeus is dead right now, he's respawning quickly enough for Thunder God's Wrath to contribute, and anything can be lurking in the shadows here. Just so much.
Look at No-Tail go! He's just on his own. There's not a single teammate nearby. He may get punished for this, but this is where he opens up the chat wheel and says, "Space created, team."
And bottom lane, we're going to see some good damage coming to Viper. He will mech up, but that's still a lot of attack speed. Just needs one bash. There's the bash and the Thunder God's Wrath.
Lycan shapeshift up soon, but I don't think he's catching up, and yeah, won't do so. That's some
right back
trade.
To the jungle. See Spartan in the mid lane. Bone 7's going to be able to blink right on top of him. Waning Rift, Orb out, and sayonara.
Easy pickings. And Lycan TPing down that bottom lane is not really an ideal place for him to be. There's no tower for him to pressure except much further down the lane, so he's not really split pushing. He just kind of TP'd in thinking he could maybe help out the Viper, which wasn't the case. He didn't get a counter kill. He's kind of wasting his time there and not finding the best farm as he'd maybe find at the Ancients in the jungle or actually pushing down towers. So it just feels like LC are kind of getting toyed around with by Cloud9 here. The deaths on No-Tail just don't really seem to matter too much.
Another smoke coming out. Will not defend the bottom tier 1 tower, and Relax is actually carrying their last smoke for a very long time. 11 minutes until they're able to pick up another smoke to see. They used so many in the early game, like you're talking about. They were trying to get tons of kills on the supports, but that is a limited resource, and now they are essentially out. This last smoke has to set them up for something, and they're using it way before Roche comes out. Like, essentially, they're not going to have a... If they use a smoke now, it might give them a current present tense advantage, but when it comes down to the Roche play, they're not going to be able to sneak into the pit or to sneak a fight or surprise somebody before the Roche spawns. So they have to make this one count. It can't just be a support pick-off or it's too important of an investment.
That's the thing. They saw Misery there. They're going to go on him with a Blink Call, and they're going to commit this entire 4-man smoke just for the Mirana. It is a dominating streak, but
yeah,
still does not seem entirely worthwhile. They're not even going to get a tower to fall there. In fact, maybe losing a bit of damage on their top lane. I looked up, I'm like, is this Envy split pushing? I was like, oh no, it's Fata. Hold on a second.
But he's got that battle trance, 84 damage coming at you quick.
I mean, you could get this if no one TP's up there. Like, may need one more creep wave to go with this, but looks like LC going to go for a 5-man push of their own, so may see them try and make a play on the tier 2 bottom tower, but Cloud9 are not just pushing top, they're also pressuring the mid lane with No-Tail on the Night Stalker, as well as Envy on the Troll.
So Tax coming out quick, and Fortification unavailable. They are going to be losing 2 tier 2 towers, it seems, assuming Fata can finish the job, and they only just now got the bottom tier 2. This is the do or die question. Do you go for high ground here? Like, you just lost a ton of map control, a ton of gold. It feels like you have to go and use this Aegis right up on top of the steps. It is daytime.
Got no Necro 3 though, and
there's no darkness.
Well, Spartan gets hit by the arrow, which actually kind of helps because it slows down the Edict to come out. They're trying to kill off the Leshrac, and they will do so. He doesn't get any Edict onto the tower. Misery gets pulled into the call. He may go down. He cases low, has got the Aegis. That'll pop. No-Tail getting hit by the Viper Strike is on the run. The split push is over. Cloud9 going to decide to turn and fight. They lose Axe even with the swap. And here comes your Lycan. He's actually running with a BKB Shapeshift. No kills going his way.
Stays around.
Yeah, that's...
Sure. I guess stopping the blinks. They can put the blink on cooldown with the Wave of Terror. Allows his allies to escape, but another sacrificial play coming from him. And that's just...
your Aegis too.
They lost 2 tier 2 towers. They got obliterated in the fight. The Aegis is gone. The BKB-10 is gone. Really, London Conspiracy all in on that bottom lane. They said, okay, we lost too much there. We moved poorly on the map, and we couldn't hold the most critical, which is the tier 2 mid there. And so they say, okay, we'll just try to do what we can with this Aegis. And there was some potential for it to work out, but once that arrow hit, the push was over. And
that arrow was so nice. They stopped the Edict, which would... There was no glyph. If he got in with an Edict and used the creep wave to, like, cover him from those arrows, he shouldn't have been, like, in such an exposed position. They maybe get the tier 3 tower, unless Cloud9 like all in engage, which, I mean, I think Cloud9 had maybe a teamfight edge regardless with how powerful Fata is on this Zeus, but could have been a different fight if Leshrac made his way in.
Yeah, it's possible that he was looking elsewhere on the map, judging how fast they were killing a tower, saying, okay, this is how many TPs are coming out, making shots called for the team, and just wandered into the wrong part of the creep wave, but that arrow really just shuts down everything they intended to do down bottom, and it puts the game firmly in Cloud9's court.
This Radiant Vision, they just see everything coming their way. Multiple wards in this dire base, and something you've got to expect with how much time Cloud9 spent pushing the tier 2 mid and the tier 2 top is that they have warded up your jungle. They only get one of the wards with a sentry though, so you'd expect one. Often though, you wouldn't check for a second one, so this ward likely to go undewarded, and this has got a full like 6-7 minutes of duration left on it still.
So, a lot of fun if you zoom out on Night Stalker right now. He's got that Ags up, and you can just see everything that he can see. You can practically see in the Roche pit right now, like a little bit to the west, and you can actually see in the pit. Darkness does dissipate, but he'll have that in about a minute, and it's just a tremendous amount of information. And as soon as they know that they need to pop the Thunder God's Wrath to stop a Blink Dagger, they will.
Well, Bone 7 goes in. We'll use the coil on Relax. They want to blow up this Axe. He gets pulled out of the coil. They'll stun him up, and Fata now on the run. No way that he can blink right now. He's taking damage, and he will... Well, Moonlight Shadow not going to help against the Necro 3. Cloud9 could be in some trouble here. The Lycan blinks in. Nice call onto Envy. They're going to bring down the Zeus, and Envy comes next. He's trying to fight his way out. We'll bring down the Axe, but pays for it with his life. Zeus is respawning in 10, though. He has got the Bloodstone for the reduced respawn time. It still feels like an okay fight for LC. They would have liked to have kept their Axe alive, but A win nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely going to be pressing the temporary daytime advantage, but it was just that temporary. We're seeing it 28 minutes in, the clock ticks down. It is hitting midnight now, and that is going to be very bad for the side of LC. That was their last really good fight until they get a smoke, and that's still 6.5 minutes away. Roast respawning in 1 to 4.
They see the Night Stalker. They have got some ward vision here, but Fata gets the jump on Spartan. That cloak ain't going to help you there, my friend. Well, this is getting rough for LC. They still got a pretty farmed Lycan here. Keys is going to be the key to victory. Should LC be able to turn this around? Picks up a basher.
Oh, that acts on Puck. Like, how can the Lycan do anything now? I mean, obviously, if it possibly could be before the Dreamcoil connects, that's one thing. But if they get it on him prior to that, like, they can just really put the dog on his leash.
A 4.5-second stun duration. That is just brutal stuff. That's
and you can't swap him out of bad spots anymore either, because it's just gonna. You're gonna Beastmaster Roar your ally.
I mean, I guess in theory, if he's gonna die inside the core, you may just swap him out to safety and just say, "Look, you're gonna be stunned, but hopefully you don't die during that stun." I mean, that's kind of what happened to the Axe last fight, where Skank swapped him out, procced the Dreamcoil stun, but at least kind of saved his life for the time being. Now Cloud9, nighttime hits, and with these big item pickups, they're looking to make their move. Kind of down the mid lane. Envy is nowhere to be seen. He's like, "Team, create some more space for me," you know? It seems like the Envy kind of a game plan in general is have his 4 teammates create space for him to get his farm. And alright, looks like things are ready to go. Roshan about to respawn, although it looks like Cloud9 may have checked it a bit too early.
I think No-Tail will stick around, and he'll be able to dark clear vision it, but maybe like, they will wait it? No, okay.
Yeah, they've got the gem on No-Tail, so...
Okay. So they will see...
Oh, there we go, they'll see it.
The darkness vision, providing intel, knowing Roche, and... I mean, Axe, they don't have a smoke, that's the thing. Like, they can't invade the pit without a smoke to see. They don't know what wards are up. They're afraid of the dark right now, as the darkness is just making it so difficult for them to see 2 feet in front of them.
They're gonna make a go on this. They've got no smoke, and like, Night Stalker sees everything coming, so yeah. I think, rightfully so, they decide against it. The only way they can try and do that is with a smoke, but even with a smoke, the smoke breaks before... If they smoke breaks before they see any heroes, Night Stalker immediately sees them, and then Zeus ultis, as we've kind of mentioned, and then suddenly Axe cannot get the blink call off. You've got to go in, like, from smoke before it gets proc, because otherwise Night Stalker will always get the jump on you.
Smoke is actually, like, the most important thing in this game for LC, to try to actually get a fight where C9 don't see it coming a mile away.
But at the same time, it's like, you have no guarantees that even with a smoke, you'll get the jump. Because, like, when that smoke breaks, you have to take, like, a guess as to where that hero is, unless you actually plainly see them with ward vision.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the wolves can scout it out, but only temporarily, because it's a geometry site.
Yeah.
Oh, and Relax misses the jump. They're going to go for the shapeshift play, but there's a big Aghanim Scepter coil onto 2.
Well, they didn't get the Lycan. He comes in from behind. He's going to bring down 1 right off the... Oh, he's looking for actually the Zeus to start things off. Where's that Necro 3? Needs a detection, but with the BKB wearing off, Kiza says, "Get me out of here." He goes back for Envy, but that's just an Aegis. 3 for an Aegis, and with Envy's respawn, this is looking bad for LC. Lycan, well, he's no longer the big bad wolf. He's going to be brought back to normal mortal form. As Kiza now can't really do all too much. Doesn't have the mobility or any capabilities of fighting into the Skadi of Eternal Envy. Looks like Cloud9 will be able to go back to work on the tier 3 tower on this top lane of Rax.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do at this stage? Battle Trance is up and available. The Envy's now rocking an Eye of Skadi. It took a little while to get there, but he is actually caught up to Lycan and farm now, and with this tier 3 tower kit, well, the base is wide open. Bone 7 has Dreamcoil in 30 seconds. Keezer, Shapeshift coming up right now. They have to make the play.
Pop the Battle Trance and actually not... Okay, they'll go back to the melee racks, but deciding that a few too many heroes have maybe respawned. Bone 7... but Big Day No-Tail gets swapped back in, but he's going to pop that cheese and heals himself a bit back up. Keezer in the ulti form, though, needs to make something happen off of this here. He's going to be forced back. He's kind of chasing the puck around. He doesn't quite know who to go for. Chases after the old Bone 7 has a Yules. This Lycan just getting kited around. He just gets thrown up into just waving around their strings, and he can't do anything.
Yeah, that's one disadvantage of still conserving a lot of BKB charges. He had a 9-second BKB, that's a 75-second cooldown, and that means although your shapeshift is up, your avatar state is not. So he is going to be kited. They are going to be able to just walk away with that, and that's Axe buyback. So just all these critical timings hit for Cloud9, getting more and more farm, especially with that tier 3, and they still have map presence out the wazoo. Like, all they have to do is wait for the next night. That's going to be 5 minutes from now, and suddenly or not even that, and they're going to be in a commanding position.
And they've got 2 huge items, a BKB for Envy and the Refresher for Fata. It's going to be a double level 3 Zeus ultimate with multiple bolts coming in quick succession, multiple arc lightnings. Not going to be fun for your Axe, who is still a long ways away from a BKB. This Axe will just get blown up quickly. Your Lycan down. He's got an 8-second BKB, so he's still fairly solid from him, but the other big thing is the 2 supports, both sitting around that 1 to 1.2k HP mark. There's a Cloak on a Leshrac, but realistically, these supports will not survive very long in a team fight.
Too true, and I mean, that's just a game-winning combo right there. If they get a decent amount of control from the Dream Coil, then the rest is up to the damage of the Zeus, of the Troll, who now has a BKB, which is one thing he's been lacking. It doesn't stop a lot of spells from LC, but it stops enough that he, as long as he's not up against like an Abyssal Lycan, he's going to be still involved.
Well, they're going high ground once more here. Even maybe daytime. They're going to pop the Night Stalker ultimate to help them out. That'll cover some of this daytime, and as long as it's night, I think Cloud9 happy to just chip away at this Rax, knowing there's no glyph available. Axie's trying to hide in the tree line, but that does not work against the Night Stalker. He still gets a decent Blink call-off, but where's the follow-up damage? It's just not there. Zeus hits a double ultimate, doing a lot of damage to the backlines, but still fairly healthy. No Tail going to get chomped to pieces by the Lycan. It's a decent pick-off for starters, but Lycan going to be forced back now. He cannot fight the BKB Troll, and looks like just the Night Stalker kill so far for LC. They've lost Leshrac, they've lost Axe.
And Lycan has nothing now. He is merely a mortal man. He doesn't have BKB. What can he can walk up and right-click them without any magic immunity. Like, it's just not going to happen. He actually is just going to sit here and watch his Rax die. It's a brutal scene, but it is what it is. Battle Trance comes out, and that's going to be your mid lane as well. Without the buybacks available on the remaining 2 heroes.
Bone 7 just creating space for the arrow. Yules into an arrow with a swap out. I don't think you want to follow up under tier 4 towers onto a tanky Viper regardless, but it just sets up... It's great space. Envy taking Raxes as per usual. Just a nice little cheeky play from Cloud9, working on that team chemistry more than anything. Not actually setting up any kills there, but nice little bit of play there. They get a second lane of Rax, and with that, this game, it's in the bag.
It really is. 2 full lanes down. LC will try it, but they pretty much have to go for the all-in. They used their last smoke on Venge here, and we'll see what she can do. The Refresher Orb is going to be on cooldown for a while. That was nerfed pretty heavily, so the cooldown is still 115 seconds, and that's going to be the timing window where LC can take a fight. Whether or not they turn that fight into tier 2, tier 3, tier 4s and Throne, that's a completely different story. So we'll see. Double damage. It looks like Envy probably wants to bottle that. Not coming on the courier just yet, but I'm assuming a Wolf will just deny it.
Yeah, it's going to pick up the next 30 seconds as well. But yeah, Wolf will go back, deny it. Here comes your last smoke gank from LC. They're going to fight to the bitter end. They've already lost 1 series here, and 1 more loss will see them probably knocked out. There's still that tiny chance that there's like a 3-way tie for second, but that is a...
Just to kind of cap off this game, can you do Radiant and Dire Vision? Like, just looking at what they can see with the darkness afflicting them, it's so sad. Like, they actually have no idea what's half the screen away. And
right now, not the best time, because Radiant have 0 wards up. But
yeah, that too.
Earlier on, they had a lot more vision of the map here, and yeah, Misery's like, oh right, we need to buy Observer wards. Picks up 4 in his inventory, but yeah, for the majority of this game, it's not even about the ward vision. It's like you're never going to get a fight where you get a blink initiation that catches Cloud9 by surprise because of this Ags Night Stalker.
And it's been very definitive. They kept this gem as long as he purchased it, or Misery purchased it rather, and they've been dewarding, and just negating any potential for LC to find an opening. They don't have the heroes that can do that, and so they just have to wait for Cloud9 to make the initiation play, and so far it's been working very nicely for their team. Smoke comes out, maybe going towards the mid lane where there is no tower, and they can just walk right into the base.
I think they may be somewhat smoked in vision, or Envy like attacked out of it. But...
and look at No Tail's vision. He's just like, yeah, I see you, I see you.
I see this Observer Ward. Axe on the sidelines, they see him, they're going to go in. Pug going to hit him with the ult, doesn't get the call off, and now the silence comes into play. This Dream Coil just locking the Lycan in place. He can't go outside of it. Even with the BKB, he's going to not break the coil. Nice control coming in from Kiza. The swap back onto your Night Stalker. Night Stalker gets taken out. Not the best initiation from Cloud9, but Envy in the front line has a Satanic now to go with his Skadi. And Kiza going to get locked in place. The Shapeshift wearing off. He's going to buy back immediately, but does not have his ulti, does not have his BKB. Even the Necrobook's expired, and this is the end for LC here. Their Starlighter Season 12 run most likely coming to an end. It would take some bizarre freak, like 3-way tie to give them a chance to advance, and they were kind of underdogs coming into this group regardless, and looks like Cloud9 has knocked them out.
Yeah, they're doing some real work here. The Night Stalker has shown what it's capable of once he really got that ultimate going, and they were able to press their advantage at the right timing windows there, as well as all that play in the Dire jungle and on the mid lane. That's the most important thing, is just as allowing the Troll Warlord to go from 1,500 worth to like 6k in the span of like 10 to 15 minutes. So really good movement there. Bone 7 jumping in and going for the Jugular.
Yeah. Bring down the Viper. He's going to buy back Envy. One last hurrah. No Satanic for him, but he doesn't need it. 3 heroes on the side here. Lycan going to pop one last BKB Shapeshift. What can he do? Not kill Fata, not in the Ghost Scepter, and without Necrobooks, he's kind of lacking detection for some of these other C9 heroes. Envy going to go back in, pop the BKB, look to fight the Viper, changes target, says, okay, I'll take the Lycan once more. And Lycan, no chance against this Troll Warlord. Envy will bring down Madara for good measure. There's your GG. Cloud9, 2-0. Fairly straightforward victory for them here in StarLadder Season 12.
Yeah, obviously the first game could have gone a little bit differently just based on the tempo that was brought out from London Conspiracy, but after Cloud9 really figured out what LC was up to, they dealt with the aggro try pretty effectively, and they really knew what to do this game. So some good movement across the map from Misery, obviously getting a dominating streak very early for the Mirana. Didn't get any follow-up kills after that, but bought time and created opportunities for, as a whole, Cloud9 to bounce back, especially Envy. He really was just carried by his team in this instance.
Well, that does it for our first best of 3 for today. StarLadder Season 12 Europe. We've got a double header here tonight. Next best of 3 is going to be Goomba taking on Scary Faces. But that match not scheduled to start for about an hour's time. So we'll see you guys at, I believe it's 20 CET for Goomba vs. Scary Faces. I'm GoDz. Joining me is Blaze. You can follow my co-caster on Twitter at BlazeCasting. You can follow myself at BTS GoDz. We'll see you guys in about an hour. Check out some of the Summit 3 by Gigabyte matches going on the BTS stream. I believe there's a couple big matches. Empire taking on Asus Polar today, as well as Team Secret going into play against the Finnish squad of the 4 Anchors and Sea Captain. So those matches happening over at Beyond the Summit. But here, we've got StarLadder action coming back in an hour's time. See you then.